Good morning, afternoon, evening. I don't know what time it is for you. I'm recording this in the morning, but good day to you. It's Mallory here for a self-care Saturday/Sunday reading. We're going to start out with the Cries of the Soul's Oracle again to see what it is that our higher self, our higher self, sorry, my words don't want to word sometimes, most of the time. But yeah, to see what our higher self would like us to take a look at so that we can move forward and do things to care for ourselves. Like what is it we need to at least acknowledge? I'm not saying work on it this weekend, but what do we at least need to acknowledge is within our shadow this weekend? What do we need to acknowledge and look at? Kind of goes together. On the bottom we have fear of judgment and criticism. I look upon myself benevolently and tolerantly. My inner ear is itching. We got rejection. I open myself up with assurance to the outside world. If I'm here, it indicates that your childhood wasn't very tender. Even if some people deny your feelings now, I am the pain of your trauma and have been with you ever since you were made up to feel denigrated, disdained, and rejected. When I am with you, I forge an impenetrable shell around you so that nothing from the outside can reach in. And you withdraw into yourself. I take up so much room that you can't let in any new sources of potential suffering. And you think the outside world is always and will be always, and you think the outside world is and always will be disappointing. With me around, there is no sharing with the outside world. I keep you hidden from other people. There are no expectations and therefore no disappointments. You take no risks, so you can't make mistakes or fail. You exist in confirmation biases that help you create a balance, even though a precarious one. Your eyes have gotten used to the dark, and you have you have convinced yourself that you can't count on other people to help you and show you consideration. You can decide what role to give me. When you feel you're productive... Oh, I'm so sorry for stumbling over my words right now. You can decide what role to give me. When you feel your protective shell, ask yourself why it is there and how you can remove it. Then take it off while respecting your resources and boundaries. When you feel unsafe with other people, take time to listen to it. There is no need to withdraw into yourself. Find at least one person you trust and with whom you can remove your armor and show your vulnerability. Don't prevent yourself from experiencing beautiful opportunities, wonderful relationships, and lovely present moments. You need to balance your inner and outer worlds at your own pace so you don't get scared and hide away in the shadows. With the help of a person you trust, decide on a new place to visit or an event to go to. Reveal more about yourself by sharing something you've written, are passionate about, or have created. Write down all the limiting beliefs that say it's you against the world, or that if you want something done right, you need to do it yourself, and replace them with affirmations about sharing. So yeah. Don't worry about how other people will judge you. Don't worry about being rejected. Just put yourself out there. Because if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to get anything. Nothing's going to change, you know? That's advice that I have to take for myself really hardcore because I don't like to put myself out there. I've been doing that with these tarot readings, and man, I'm bad at it right now. Like, I have never been camera shy in my life, but I am so dang camera shy when it comes to recording these readings. And then I stumble over my words, and that only makes it worse. But I've been trying, you know, I try to get at least one video out a day. Yeah, I've been putting myself out there, and the feedback has been nice so far. I haven't had anybody be mean to me yet. Thank you for that. Thank you. If anybody has had mean thoughts, they've kept them to themselves, and I appreciate that. But yeah, so just go ahead and do something you've been wanting to do. Don't worry about being rejected for it. Say what you want to say. Be who you want to be. The right people will find you. Okay, anyways, what is our tarot message to go along with our self-care Saturday/Sunday? What does tarot have to say to us? Okay. On the bottom we have the Two of Swords, and that's generally like having to make a decision. Usually by going within. In other decks it's got a woman whose eyes have been blindfolded, and she's got to choose between two things. Two of Swords, protection, boundaries, delicate matters. In order to let things bloom and start taking on a life of their own, you need to protect them. This card can be seen as thoughts and ideas that aren't ripe for picking but could potentially grow into something useful and of value. It's okay to set boundaries. In fact, these short walls will keep things safe from being trampled on and ruined before they've reached fruition. First card we got was the Emperor. Keywords: authority, dominance, and order. The Emperor oozes with authoritative action and mastery, knowing what he wants and how to get it. He calls the shots and lays down the rules. He calls for control and order where he sees fit, and is strong enough to lead an army and hold down the fort. The Emperor is like the corporate boss who oversees it all. Nothing slips past them because they run a tight ship. When this card shows up in a reading, it's time to put your foot down and focus on placing more control in a situation. Say maybe more control about something that you want that you've been afraid of putting your foot down because of your fear of rejection. I'm just going to put him right there. Then we got the Moon. I'm sorry that I can't get my camera to focus. Confusion, subconscious, and unclear. If you were to take a walk in the forest under the light of the moon, I bet your vision would be pretty different than if you were walking in the forest in daylight. Sure, you can see what's in front of you, but only so much. What you don't see is further out of reach and hidden behind trees. This is the moon, distorting reality and pushing you to get a better view and really decide what is reality and what is just a mind trick. When this card shows up in a reading, it's inviting you to take a deeper look and pull back the layers, although you shouldn't worry about making any sense of it yet. Just explore and see what comes up. Then we got the Wheel of Fortune. Shifts, cycles, and acceptance. The tighter you hold on to things, the harder you will fall. The Wheel of Fortune is like a carnival ride in which you're asked to hold on and go with the flow. There's no sense in trying to control the situation because you've never had the upper hand to begin with. The wheel's going to spin whether you want it to or not, so why fight it? The Wheel of Fortune brings change. Sometimes you're smiling at the top, and other times you're getting crushed under the weight. When this card shows up in a reading, it's inviting you to just let things go and see where you land. So I really feel like it's saying that you have this fear of rejection, this fear of putting your foot down and trying to change something for your better because you're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of how people are going to react to you trying to take control over something. You really, really fear what's going to happen. You fear how it's going to turn out, how things will change. But you've got to make that decision. You've got to make that decision to go ahead and decide what's right for you and put your foot down and make a stance. No matter how unclear things will be when you do it. Because even though you may fear that you're going to end up upside down with the wheel crushing you, you could actually end right side up. Because, I mean, where are you on this wheel right now? If there's something that's bothering you and you really feel like you need to put your foot down, are you actually on the top of the wheel? You're probably not. You're either under it or hanging on the side like this little kitty or their axolotl. I know that's not how you say that. It's just how I like to say it because it's fun. But yeah, like, if there's something you really need to put your foot down about, you're probably not this guy right here right now. You're probably one of these two. So stop worrying about the outcome and what you don't know and how you don't know how other people will react. Stop fearing their rejection. Don't worry about them, worry about you. Do what you need to do. And maybe, just maybe, you will end up being this guy on top of the wheel. Okay. Oh, yeah. And right under the Two of Swords on the bottom, we have the Sun. That's all good, positive things. That's joy, that's happiness. So as soon as you make this decision and put your foot down, things are going to change. That wheel is going to change and you're going to be in the sun. Celebration. Okay. So now the whole actual point of this reading. It's not really supposed to be a full-on tarot reading. Really, it's just supposed to be a self-care. How can we care for ourselves this weekend? What can we do for our souls? What kind of care is our soul crying out for? How does our soul want us to take care of ourselves this weekend? At the bottom we have number 1, abundance planning. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at planning anything, if I'm being honest. I attract a level of abundance in alignment with my self-worth and reflective of my generous nature. And then I'm not going to read the whole thing. The journal prompt for abundance planning is, what was your family's relationship with money like when you were growing up? How has that impacted your relationship with money? That's probably why I'm not good at abundance planning. My past. Okay. So all your soul really cares about this weekend for you to take care of yourself is some deep breathing. Number 19. When I stop to take a deep breath, I clear my mind and lead with love. Tap into your breath and watch how quickly your mood and circumstances can shift to a more positive state. One intentional breath at a time. That was all the same sentence, except I didn't read it that way. I'm sorry. Sometimes taking a few deep breaths can be the most potent medicine and allow you to come into the present moment with a fresh perspective. Long, deep breaths that go all the way down to your chest and fill your belly will nourish the nervous system. Practice deep breathing at every opportunity. It's especially useful before or after any stressful situations that have put your nervous system into a tailspin. To go more in depth with your breathing practice, try a breathwork class or exercises. Taking the time to tune into your breathing and practice specific breathing patterns, such as the rapid exhalations called breath of fire, a cleansing breathing technique rooted in Kundalini Yoga, can have amazing effects on your physical and metaphysical body. Journal prompt. If you stopped to take a deep breath before responding to challenging situations, what do you think the impact on your life would be? I personally have, I have to work on it every moment of every day, but I have taught myself how to rebreathe because my whole life I've breathed incorrectly. I feel like a lot of people do. We're not really taught how to breathe. It's like just expected of us to know how to breathe. And if you like face trauma or anything, you probably take really, really shallow breaths. I used to always. So now I try really, really hard to focus and make sure that throughout the majority of the day, I'm really taking deep breaths. I get my moments where I don't, but I try to really make sure that I'm breathing deep. And I still think I probably breathe a little bit wrong. But yeah, look into some yoga. I did not mean yoga videos. Look into some YouTube videos about breathing exercises. I'm going to look up that breath of fire for this weekend and try to do that and try to not feel silly as I exhale all funny and rapidly, which is what that sounds like, but I don't know if that's true or not. Anyways, sounds like your body wants some oxygen, some real oxygen, some nice deep breaths. Breathe deep and think about that situation where you want to put your foot down. And maybe if you breathe deep while you're thinking about it, you'll come to the conclusion that it's okay to not know how others are going to react. And you'll be okay with the outcome. Wherever you end up on this wheel, just know that you're doing the right thing for yourself by putting your foot down and taking control in a situation. That's all I have for you. I hope that this was a good reading for you and that you have a wonderful self-care weekend. Self-care Saturday, self-care Sunday. Take care of yourself. Love you. Bye.